I do. Number one. The first thing I'm going to do, or my first lap, will be to read the question. So, why were Southern delegates to the Constitutional Convention willing to accept the 3/5 compromise? Now, I'm going to go ahead and underline a couple of things. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to underline the word Southern. Ooh, that worked. And I want to remember that if it was in the South, they had slaves. And then I'm going to underline the words Constitutional Convention, or box them. It's however you feel like doing it. And I need to add a text box here, because what do I know about the Constitutional Convention? I remember that that's where they had a 3/5 compromise, which I don't need to rewrite because it's right there, but it was written by TJ. And I think that's it. And then the 3/5 compromise. I'm going to underline that. And then I'm going to add another text box. Now, keep in mind, you guys can just write this. I'm kind of going to do this a little bit differently. So, 3/5 compromise. I need to remember that it dealt with slavery. And more importantly, the population which impacted representation in Congress. Oh, no, all of that was on your brain dump, and that's fine. So it's kind of, it'll work. Okay. So now I need to read the answer choices. F. It increased the political influence in the South. Maybe, because I think having population impact representation, I should say, in Congress, that would definitely be political. G, it allowed indentured servants in the South to become citizens. No. It decreased the federal tax on property in the South. We didn't talk anything or say anything about federal tax or property in our brain dump or in our annotation guide. It allowed the South to expand its industrial output. And that can't be true because the South was agrarian, the North was industrial. So I'm going with F. Boom.